Mastering the Market Cycle by Howard Marks. Who is Howard Marks? Howard Marks is one of the founders of Oaktree, which is an asset management company in USA. I think in 2024 they managed 190 around 190 billion US dollars, and he personally has an net worth of, or personal revenue, whatever, of 2.2 billion dollars. Why I say this, and why always I look at the author, why always I try to know who is the person writing, because you can tell as well from which path he chose, what has he achieved in life, to take as well into consideration the importance I give to everything he says, right? There is some people that may write a book on biology and then he mentions something about business, but if he's a scientist, I will not pay the same attention as if I pay to an economist as Howard Marks. By the way, my face, I'm tired, it's late today, but doesn't matter. We need to do everything we say we are going to. I've been all day working, all the past days, working in two different projects that I have. One is basically a marketplace for emerging streetwear brands throughout Europe. Already registered the company in Delaware, in United States, which we gave 7% equity to investors, but it's looking good. Everything. I started this with three more friends of mine: a friend from South Africa, a friend Canadian Parisian, and then another friend of mine from Marbella. So yeah, and then other personal projects, and then this small thing that I have on the side that I always try to keep doing, because well it forces me to keep reading books, which is hard sometimes when you need to do a lot of work. But yeah, I like a lot economy. I like to understand the economy because I believe economy is a very important factor in order to take care of your assets, of your capital, what to do whenever you start acquiring assets and capital, etc. So, Mastering the Market Cycle by Howard Marks. Getting the odds on your side. Actually, this book, he did this book after releasing a book called, okay, so this book came after the book called The Most Important Thing, which was written by him too, and he mentions 20 elements that are important when investing, I guess. So here he talks only about one of the 20 factors, which is the market cycles, right? The oscillation going up and down at the same time as it's going on a linear um, positive line. I will put a graph here for you to have an idea. So basically, all throughout the book, he emphasizes two very important factors. The first factor is the importance to be able to evaluate in which point of the wave we are at that point. So, based on a lot of factors, you need to be able to understand at which point of the wave are we. For example, there are many factors to try to understand and get an idea of where in the line we are at the moment. For example, you can look at interest rates, you can look at, I don't know, the amount of houses that are being sold, is people buying houses, is people keeping their assets, is people moving cash, people wanna work, there is a lot of work, there is no work, like a lot of things that happen in the economy that can be cause or consequence from each other, right? But the all of these factors, let's say, which are as well kind of a chain, once that one starts, the other one continues and gets bigger. Here is where the psychology comes. Here is where you need to try to understand and stay rational when everyone is thinking emotionally. So basically, what he says is the importance of staying rational. So basically, for example, generally, people start buying assets or start investing when they are more than half of the exponential growth. So let's say it starts on zero and the highest point is 10. So when people start to see that there is an exponential increase, let's say in the assets valuation, then they start buying when they are already in level 5, 6, 7, okay? And then they reach the level 10, which is the peak of the curve, and they don't sell. So then it starts going down, but the thing is gonna go up immediately and it keeps going down, 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 down. And then they sell maybe when after they see that there is no coming back for some time. But so it's all like psychology, it's staying rational, understanding the economy, understanding which factors are affecting each movement and the time. Of course, there are a lot of factors that make the wave length in terms of time longer or shorter, of course, but there are many patterns that you can have an idea. One of the guys that he keeps mentioning, he says like history doesn't repeat itself, but it definitely rhymes. So there are a lot of things that keep happening in a similar way. Me personally, from my point of view, the way that I understood it, the market is oscillating, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, governments are not gonna let uh, the full economy of a country die, especially in Europe, Western countries, America. Yeah, there are possibilities, there are chances, but these chances are very low. Of course, always anything can happen, we don't know. But in normal kind of situations, the economy is always, the governments are always gonna try to come back to, to, to the appropriate level. And the problem is that always when the market starts going down, people say, okay, this is the last time, then it's not gonna come back up again, blah blah. But at the end, it's always recovering because the governments can't let these countries die. Because firstly, because they are super dependent on many other countries. For example, Spain, they produce well. It's not just this; it's many other stuff in terms of legislation, in terms of people. If people start, for example, they don't get money, they can't eat, they start having serious problems, like when we go for real to basic stuff, basic needs, here people will go crazy and make a war or whatever, which can happen, and always there are possibilities and endless situations. Sorry, I was coughing. So, yeah, so the economy always keeps coming up. I, I think for what I've seen, not always, but most of the cases, it is. So he always emphasizes this, the importance of understanding which part of the wave we are in, wavelength. Are we reaching the peak? We are already half through the the increase or the improvement in the economy, or the same in the decrease, or whatever, or the things getting worse. So, for example, I'm gonna give you an example. When the crisis of the bubble banks, like in USA, happened, I think it was in 2008. I'm not sure if it was that one, but most of the people started buying houses when the it was already in a level 8 out of 10. But this is not how it works. You need to think the other way around and stay rational. So you buy when the economy is going down and people think that they're gonna lose everything. There is where you buy. And as soon as it's getting halfway through the next increase or improvement in the economy, you sell. This is how it works. You buy when it goes down and you sell when it goes up. Most of the people buy when it's going already halfway up, and then they sell when it's going down, so they lose money, they have a bad experience, and they don't want to invest money anymore, and they get mad, they lose money, etc., etc. Of course, this is like seems super easy, and if I understood everything right, but this is my point of view, the way I understood it, and the way it makes sense for me, thinking in a logical way. But of course, I'm not an economist. I'm just kind of repeating what Howard Marks says and the way I understood it, due to the way he emphasizes, mentions stuff, etc. So the importance of being aware of what is happening in your surroundings, analyzing all of the different factors that can affect this. Yeah. So this is a small summary. I think this is enough because these are the most important points that he emphasizes all throughout the book. It's cool. And yeah, let me know, guys, what books do you want me to do? If you want, I can do some others. I have some here that I bought, but again, now I reduced a bit the amount of books I'm reading because for real, I have a lot of work to do, and at the same time, I'm in Spain. It's summertime, I want to go as well a bit out with some girls, some friends, etc. Right? So, so yeah, guys. And if you like the videos, comment. Let me know if you want. I can send you my email, Instagram, whatever. We can talk. You know, I'm open for everything. So yeah, guys. See you next week.